Sorry, let me do this because seems like just get more light back here for being on the TikTok than anything. Um, well, like I said, like some of the stuff some of the videos you saw us put out on YouTube this morning. Just want to get some of the stuff out the way and just didn't want to keep this like a long show. So I'm gonna try to do this for an hour. So hopefully that all works out. I said talk about the Bucks and Kings game. We might as well say their season finale against each other. So also probably some it'll be a little bit Milwaukee development news, but we're gonna talk about the Brewers. I meant to talk about this yesterday. I was going today, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna save it for the show. Um, Also, not that much wrestling news, but here's just one thing I just want to talk about. But and also, of course, comic book movies, TV news. We're gonna look at both, Marvel side and DC side, and see, what's updating with them. So we're gonna talk about that. So don't mind me if I'm going to repeat the same thing. I'm going to say the same thing on the pre-recorded version. So let's start that.
You might want to turn your head a bit. The glare from the light behind you is terrible.
Yeah, I.
Yeah.
Oh god, I might have to do this. This crazy. Okay, so
What
and
did you just knock?
wherever. No, every time I. Okay, it's not that.
Let's go to school. There must be a school bus or
No,
something.
it is.
Oh, that'll do it.
Matter of fact, just put that right there. Oh, Jesus, one thing's happened to another. Told Ninja 2.0, welcome to the live. I appreciate it. Um, if y'all see it says Maddie's Mary, that's my wife. You know, um, she does good work before Maddie's Mary, although I'm part of it too. But try to give back to the people that had lost a child, even if it was an infant, stillborn, wherever the case may be. You still that's your child.
We there for you.
Exactly. So don't forget to check out her website, maddiesmary.org, for all the information and stuff. So yeah. Manuel Moa 122, welcome to the live. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'd see some of today's games, and I had to watch some of them because they were very important. So well, except for my Packers, and like I understand why they was trying to arrest their people.
But still.
Yeah, Slick the Great 84, welcome to the live. Ruben Martinez, welcome to the live. No, I didn't see the Steelers games, but I was just hearing like checking like notifications and stuff on it. So I'm glad the Steelers did win. Like nothing against Baltimore, but it just wasn't their year. Salvador Mesa Y6B, welcome to the live. Cruz Bias T97, welcome to the live. Super Monkey, I'm not going to yell that, but I think I know what you tried to say. Salvador Mexa, I'm doing good. Kirby's, I just gave you a shout out. JB Chaparro, hopefully I got that right. Hey, what's going on? Hello, bye C2YP. Welcome to the live. Okay, Super Monk. Cookie Guy, R1B. Welcome to the live. Appreciate it. Yeah, tell me much about that that crazy ending, because like I said, I did see it. I just heard that that they won. So I don't know any information about the game or whatnot. So I just heard about that Steelers did win. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Like I said, we're gonna talk about tonight's game with the Bucks and Kings. With the Bucks, their second back to back win in a week. Well, within 2 weeks, I should say. Um, Also, talk about some Milwaukee development, like something to do with the Brewers. So we will talk about that. Oh, okay, that's cool. Um,
There were like 50 seconds left of the Steelers to score.
that's what they just said.
Dang.
And I guess Baltimore didn't come back from that, but then again, they missing their quarterback, so that kind of like screwed their season in the beginning anyway. Thank you, Cookie Guy. Um, like I said, some Milwaukee development we can talk about, and there's one thing in wrestling wise I'm going to talk about. And just check on some comic book movies and TV news. Besides the two videos that was on posted on our channel, which probably will be like posted up. I think it's on the left or right hand corner, wherever the case may be. But you'll see it. You got opportunity, click it.
And the
Um.
Ravens took it like halfway. Then Lamar throw it deep.
Oh, so he was playing. Okay.
I'm reading what the guy in the chat is saying.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, because I ain't see when he played against the Packers and the Packers still lost to Baltimore. So man, that's crazy. Um, but yeah, they do got all the playoffs matchup set. For those who's like in Green Bay, that's not we're in well, we're at a different location, but I'm not gonna say where, but we're in Wisconsin. But for people in the when I don't know if like the TV stations probably will show it anyway, but if it's Amazon Prime, you might either get channel 12 WISN here that's in Milwaukee might show the game, but otherwise it'll be on Amazon Prime, and I believe it's a 7 o'clock game in Chicago. So that's what we wanted. So one field goal. Oh wow. Oh yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That pass game. Right. Um where is that? Mr. Banana Berry 8965. Welcome to the live. Um well, let's go to this game. Bucks and Kings. The final time they get to face each other this season. And of course, now the season series is tied.
Oh,
Um
so in the end, the kicker from Baltimore missed the field goal and we won. Jesus Christ. That's enough to have everybody on the edge.
Oh yeah, that's true. If you miss, I wonder how far he kicked it from. So if he kicked it like past like 50 yards or something like that, that's insane. If it's like 50 yards or less, that kicker should have made it. So I just find that kind of strange. Um, hey Ree, thank you for liking the live. I appreciate it. Normally what we do for you guys that's on TikTok. If we get to like 500 likes, I will do like a giveaway. So I normally would do that. So it basically it's like an autograph Bush Record look picture. Like when we get to 500, and I will tell y'all what y'all need to do to try to win that free autograph picture. So if you're in the U.S., it's gonna be free shipping. If not, we probably got to work something out. So we'll see. Um, Especially you guys that's on please subscribe. Try and get to 1,000 subscribers. When we get to that point, we will do giveaways for you guys as well. So either you're watching live or you're watching pre-recorded. Anyways, it seems like the Kings had it from the beginning. Then it was just like Bucks ever since, and you know the Bucks just had the game like ever since towards the end of the first quarter. And like I said, the third quarter, it was like as you can see, like on score total, it was like very even. But that fourth quarter, I was kind of a little bit panicking and just like a little bit concerned and like no, I'm glad it ended up what it is. Excuse me. So we'll go with quarter status. So what?
So, I'm Kermit reading a book that says how to slap someone through the internet.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers is $500,000 richer. I guess for something he did in the game or something like that. That just popped up on my
What he did
ESPN.
fart in his own helmet or something.
I think it has something to do with the past. I'm not sure what. Maybe that
Oh, he can pass these nuts.
yeah. Like I'm still a fan of Aaron Rodgers, regardless if we left Green Bay or not, because it was just the way Packer were, especially acting funny when it comes to like trying to put out right players around him. Although yeah, he probably was like a little bit of a diva, but at the same time, it's like if you ain't gonna put use the money to drop like certain players in there, and especially like some good free agents, you got to do something. And I'm just shocked, the Packers, how much they spend on Michelle Parsons this year. So he's going to be with the team for a while. Like I said, which is good news. And if they would have done that, the Super Bowl win in 2011, maybe we probably were looking at it differently. But then again, can't tell the GM nothing. I think what's his name ain't even there anymore. It's a new GM. So let's see how different they're going to do this off season without the the first off season for this new GM. But anyways, this is crazy. Um. Anyways, like I said, look at quarter status. You got Milwaukee up 28-26 in first quarter, and then you got the second quarter. That's the highest that Milwaukee has scored, 34. Then the lowest that Sacramento scored was 18. Because I think it was one point in like I think it was either second and fourth quarter. I think it was like around like 5 minutes that they did not score. Same thing in the fourth quarter when the Bucks had that late run. Um, then you got the lowest the Bucks had scored in the third quarter, 23. Then Sacramento's 29. Then you got 30 by Milwaukee in the fourth, and you got the highest scoring quarter that the Kings have, 29. So let's look at the team status. Let's see, I popped that up. But yeah, I guess it was good, seeing Zach Levine return, but he did like come off the bench. Um, let's see, field goal. 39-87 from Milwaukee, and you got Sacramento 34-80. Field goal percentage, Bucks 45%, and you got Kings 43%. Yeah, both teams was not doing good on threes. 10 of 37 from Milwaukee, and you got 5 of 25 from Sacramento. So yeah, that's kind of bad. Um, yeah, it was probably one of their lowest 3 point percentages in the season. 27% from Milwaukee and 20% from Sacramento. And you think you have home court advantage, and you'd be like popping off for threes and stuff, but it just didn't happen. But then again, most of those threes, it was taken by Russell Westbrook, and he's not that good on threes. And you got DeMar DeRozan, the same thing. He's not that good on threes either. Um, let's see, free throw wise, like I said, Bucks did not too bad. You know, probably one of the best free throw shooting that they had so far. Because I think it was only a few. 27-30. Then you got Sacramento with 25-32. Bucks with a 90% free throw shooting to Sacramento's 78% from free throw shooting. So that's pretty good. Um, they out rebound their opponents finally with 48 rebounds to 38. But then again, they were missing Donatas Sabonis because he would have been a good offensive rebound, and they probably would have like a little bit more trouble if that was the case if he was playing. Cause yeah, I'm shocked by this and just like glad to see with offensive rebounds by the Bucks. Offensive rebounds 6, offensive rebounds 36 for Milwaukee and 32 for Sacramento. Uh, did want to see a little bit better assists, but they was kind of trying to pass the ball, but it just didn't work out because some of the shots that some of these players were shooting just wasn't going in. Of course, AJ Green had like an off night, but I think they're just not setting him enough for him like to get like a perfect shot and like at least trying to like do better screens because like some of the screens that they be doing, especially like Giannis, is awful. So he's not a good screener, but at least he tried. And I'm trying to think everybody else should be doing something too. Like even if you little, like set up a screen for like the player can get like an open shot. But yeah, although the Bucks did better than Sacramento in assists, but I want to see them do better. 23-17. Yeah, I do want to see them do a little bit better in steals too. Like only 4 steals to Sacramento's 10 blocks. They got to do better at two, and I think the 2 blocks was all Miles Turner, and you got 7 blocks from Sacramento. And turnovers is not what I wanted, but it could have been worse. 13 turnovers for Milwaukee to Sacramento's 10 turnovers. So that's why I would like to see the average, turnover for the Bucks, like at least like 10. Because in the first half, they only had like 4 turnovers. Then, second half just got crazy and just try to shoot up anything and not being smart with the ball. And that was at one point I posted on the real Bucks fans, that of course, Kim Porter Jr. is a scorer, but he still got to be smart enough, not to make like foolish plays. It's like if you got like 3 guys that are trying to get on you, and you ain't gonna find a way, or you're play scared or pass the ball. Gotta do one of the two. Um, Fast break points. The Kings did more. 23 to the Bucks 15. Then Milwaukee had 15 points off of turnovers, and Sacramento had 8 points in the paint. A little bit better, 48 to 42. Let's see. Oh wow, probably the most technical fouls I've seen in the game between one of the Bucks and somebody. Largest lead the Bucks had was 26, and the largest lead with Sacramento had was 5. Okay. Yeah, that's that, and let's get. Sorry, getting tongue tied. Look at the scores. Okay, I guess we're gonna start with Milwaukee first. Since they're the road team, and they're first of 4 games on the road. So Giannis, one of his best scoring games, 37 points. He led the game and the team with that. 13 to 17 from the field, 11 to 13 from the free throw, which is pretty good. Like, if he can do like that every time, like he's in a game, like I don't care if you miss 2 free throws, but if you making more or you missing more than you're making, yeah, that's a problem. But yeah, 11 to 13, that's actually pretty good. And 11 rebounds, so he had a double double. The problem is just that one assist. He needed to pass a little bit more. And crazy enough, he had 3 turnovers. Oh, him and Miles Turner had the most, so that's just insane. Um, and 3 offensive rebounds, which, like I said, I'm glad the team is getting offensive rebounds. Miles Turner, it seems like they trying to tell him to stay in the paint at times too when it comes to like offense, so they can get the offensive rebounds. So I'm glad they talking to him in that approach, but like field goal shooter wise, it's not that good, but it's okay. 15 points, 5 for 13 from the field, 3 of 9 from three, perfect 2-2 from the free throw that they had was by Miles Turner, and he had 2 offensive rebounds. Ken Porter Jr. Did great too. Like I said, he did a few like boneheaded plays that should not have been done, and maybe he would just probably would have had that one turnover instead of two. Anyways, 25 points, 8 of 15 from the field, 1 of 2 from three, perfect 8 of 8 from the free throw, 4 rebounds, 10 assists, so double double for him. 2 steals, which is always good. And like I said, AJ Green did not have a good night, but did okay. A little bit of offensive rebounds, so that's good. Ryan Rollins had a. I say his 3-point shooting was okay, but like field goal wise, it's just like not that great. But 12 points, 4 of 11 from the field, 2 of 5 from. Okay, we're back on. So like I said, guys, you heard what I said. Okay, we're back on. So like I said, guys, you heard what I said. That was watching through YouTube. I apologize. Didn't think that was going to happen. But what more can you do? Anyways, um, I think they should have put Bobby in like a little bit longer, but he had 9 points, 4 of 11 from the field, 0 of 3 from three, 101 free throw, 11 rebounds. So that helped in the rebounds department. Um, just 2 offensive rebounds, so that's cool. Gary Trent Jr. had a hot start in the beginning. 13 points, 4 of 8 from the field, 4 of 8 from three, 1 of 1 from the free throw, only 1 rebound, 3 assists. So, like I said, they need to play Jericho Sims. They really do. I don't care if he made, that few mistakes when he was playing last, but that's you dare to learn, not to, okay, you did something bad, get on the bench. You don't do that with everybody else, but you do it with him. Just unbelievable. And I'm still not comfortable with Bobby Portis playing center. I don't know. And Doc just got some weird, planning when it comes to like what to do with the bench or not. Anyways, Kevin Murray, he did leave early because he had a ankle injury, so hopefully he's okay. It could most likely look like it could be a sprain, so probably be out for a week or two. Anyways, he had 12 points, 6 of 13 from the field, 0 of 3 from three, 3 rebounds, 21 points, 5 of 16 from the field. So he did not have a good shooting night. 1 of 8 from three, 10 of 12 from the free throw, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. So still good on the defensive end, and also he had 3 blocks. Yikes. And yeah, he had 1 offensive rebounds too. DeMar DeRozan, probably a player I would say they should go for the Bucks, but probably like some bad number for him, especially like he's supposed to be like the first option. So yeah, 11 points, 4 of 11 from the field, 0 of 1 from three, and like I said, he's not a good 3-point shooter, but he's a good mid-range shooter. But that wasn't showing tonight. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. So that's that. And 2 players we can talk about, which they could be possibly starters too. Dennis Schroeder with 13 points, 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 5 from three, perfect 5 of 5 from the free throw, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. And of course Zach LaVine, like I said, his return. Okay, he did play a lot of minutes, so he played the second most minutes besides Russell Westbrook. 20 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 2 of 4 from three, 6 of 6 from the free throw, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. So final score, 115-98, the Bucks over the Kings, and for out of that win, they tied the season series. So it was one apiece. With Kings getting the first one at a nail biter on that one, so Bucks could have won that one. Then this game. So the next game they got is another and against Golden State Warriors. They did win the game against them earlier in the season. Of course, like around it was November. So Bucks did win the first one, and maybe they win the second one. But then again, the game is on Wednesday, so I thought it would be on Tuesday, but Wednesday. You know what? That's fine. I get to watch it, so that's cool with me. I'm gonna move this to the side so we can look at other final scores from today's games. Um, Orlando beat Indiana 127-135. New Orleans lost to Miami 125-106. Minnesota beat Washington. Ooh, that was a blowout too. 141-115. Uh, Phoenix beat the Thunder. Wow, I think Thunder lost like was it 7, 8 games out of the last 12 or something like that. I'm not sure, but we'll probably look at their record in a bit. Anyways, Lakers winning with 46 seconds to go in the fourth. They beat Memphis 109-114. Detroit beat Cleveland 114-110. Let's see. Brooklyn beat. Oh yeah, because Jokic is out for this season, so Denver might fall. So 115-127. Brooklyn beat Denver. Okay, now we're gonna look at the. Let's see. That schedule. Come on. Look at the standings. Then we're gonna look at the stats. Tay Rose, FAS. Welcome to the live. I appreciate it. Um, let's see. Detroit still got the best record of the East. Then you got the Knicks, who lost their last three, so kind of shocking. Uh, Boston in third, and Toronto Raptors in fourth. Philadelphia in fifth. Orlando Magic in sixth. They tie with Miami, but I think it's percentages that Orlando is better than Miami in. Then wow, Cleveland, with today's loss, they dropped to the eight seed. Um, okay, we just need Atlanta to drop, and the Bucks will be, at least in the play-in. Cause yeah, they're like half a game behind Atlanta. Interesting. And plus, with the Bucks, Chicago, they lost their last game. They're a game and a half behind Chicago. And for the AC, I think they're like about let's see, around 3 games. So it's still early in the season, and I know some of these people, like some of the other podcasters and stuff like that, are panicking. But the only thing I agree with these podcasters that I think Doc in a way kind of needs to go, or if you want to put him up like in a general manager or assistant general manager position, do that. But I think he don't have it as a coach no more. That's just my opinion. Then you got Charlotte, Brooklyn, then you got the Wizards and Pacers and the single digits, and with the Pacers have the worst record in the NBA. Now, oh okay, so it was the last 4 games that the Thunder had lost, so kind of over exaggerated. So my bad, but they still got the best record in the NBA. Spurs in second. Ooh, excuse me, Denver in third, and they might keep dropping. Houston in fourth. Lakers in fifth. Oh, Houston and Los Angeles Lakers are tied record wise, but I think Houston got the better percentages. And Minnesota's in six. You got Phoenix in seven, Golden State at eight, which at one point they were down. So yeah, that's a surprise. Then you got Portland and you got Memphis in the play-in. Then you got Mavericks, Clippers, and Clippers and Jazz are tied record wise, but Clippers got the advantage. Then you got the single digit ones with Kings and Pelicans tied with 8 wins, but Pelicans got more losses, so they are last in the West. Okay. Yeah, we can look at stats season leaders before we move on. And I appreciate y'all, sticking with me. Although I know it's kind of late and trying to do this as fast as I can. So hopefully we'll be done with this by 11:30. So hopefully we can get to that point. Um, Giannis now in the okay, now in the top five. I think rebounding for who's up there probably be get up there, but I know Giannis is in the top 10 and points and rebounds. Um, let's see, probably not in the probably not even the top 10 in assists. Blocks wise, I know Miles Turner like somewhere around the top 10, but just not in the top five. 3 pointers made, not on that category either, but maybe Forrest and AJ Greenwood probably would be in the top 10. And like I said, one of the players they think about getting was Michael Porter Jr. So maybe steals wise, only person I probably would see in the top 10 in that point would be Kevin Porter Jr. But yep, that okay. Let's go with team. I don't think I did team before. Okay, Bucks are now in the top five. Defensive wise, they're now in the top five. Field goal percentage, they up there. They're number five in field goal percentage, which is good. Points differential and blocks, they're not there. But I think they still number three in team 3 point percentage. So that's still good. So we're gonna move on from the Bucks and move to Milwaukee Development. The story I wanted to talk about yesterday. So sorry. They said that the Brewers weigh in on a parking lot development proposal, which we would all like to see. Like something going down there is like we don't want to just like walk a mile from the bus stop all the way down to American Family Field with nothing going on but people tailgating and nothing to do outside, and that's it. And go to the game. So yeah, they do need some development. Like the one fact I know that I mentioned this earlier. Like the factory thing that's like close to them is empty. So thinking like I think at one point West Milwaukee did try to sell the Brewers that land, and they declined. Let's just say that. So another dumb reason, like you could like tear it down and like maybe build like housing developments, hotels, or wherever the case may be. So get somebody, get something to do. So, and the crazy things, they normally would do their like winter sale for like merchandise. I didn't hear anything about it, and I'm like one of the fan board members, and I know like at one point they said, they were like the fan board, like I am. We were invited to like go to shopping, but we had to take a survey first. And yeah, I was not one of the people that they picked. But then again, they were saying like this, what it's going to do is going to be mostly towards women. And from what I saw on the fan board, it was only like about two women that's part of the fan board. I don't know. But anyway, a good first step. That's the word from the Milwaukee Brewers on a now completed analysis on potential for development up to almost quarter of the land surrounding American Family Field. So I'm glad they finally, sided on and said, yeah, why not? Um, so a draft summary was first presented in November with the team declining to comment at that time. Now the 116-page report has been released. So it provided details to the so they're gonna do the 960 apartments, a new hotel, parking structures. So they can build up more parking than like the ones they're gonna be taking away, and other retail and office use. which is, if you go farther to the other parking area, like on the east side of the building, you got like nothing but like like jobs. But which is good, it's just mainly like, corporate things. You got Paneros in that area. There's other like, other stuff. It's just like corporate wise. But yeah, anyways, the retail and office users will fit in the portion of a 248-acre site. It also includes detail of how much tax revenue could be produced, which the Brewers' 12,525 parking spaces will be lost. Um, because I know they want to cater to the fans, with like tailgating and stuff, but they can still do that. It just like but we need like development going down there as well. And I'm just upset, at the time that they decided, at the time not to do it. So you see how successful, the Deer District is. So, and plus with Titletown, what the Packers are doing is successful. So it's just sad that it's like this. They trying to suck the state dry by trying to let get rid of like take the Brewers away. Um. Oh yeah, I forgot I got it here. So just don't mind me. I'm trying to like see what more that's important to read. But y'all that's watching a pre-recorded episode, y'all probably be reading it right now. Um, so let's see. The report is a good step in the process of imaging what real estate development opportunities may exist. As we review it, we are bearing in mind that there are many other steps. A feasibility analysis of the economic viability of any project, which it will. Consideration of zoning issues and why range of other factors worth considering with all stakeholders, said the president of business operations. It's still going to do good regardless. Like, the problem is not, everybody always parking. This problem is with people that don't have cars or don't want to pay for parking and they have to make that long walk.
That walk's a killer.
Yeah, as my wife said, yeah, especially for like people that's older or,
I have MS.
yeah,
After a while, I can't walk.
right. With her MS and my back issues, like, although, it's good from like my legs, to get some walking in, but at the same time, I got to be concerned about my wife as well.
And you will, because you love me. You really love me.
Of course. So, like on the fan board, I think this was like July that I talked to them about, see like where these plans and stuff like what's going on.
They still aren't interested, do they?
Oh no, it's not that. Cause what they say they're gonna do, they're gonna try, to see like well the development of the state. Oh, I forgot what they call it, like the brewer district. I forgot the name it was at the time, but they're saying they're gonna do like some have some activities and some things going on around there this coming season just to test it out. So it's like if they do good, then yeah, I was all for them having development down there from the get go anyway. Let's see. There is no doubt American Family Field is a strong economic engine for the region. We want to make sure any future development is sound while also balancing the needs of our fans in the community. The fans want to be happy about this too, especially maybe you have some oh yeah, that wouldn't make no sense. They have like vans because if you cause they what they do, they had a parking ride with like bars that that drive you from the bar all the way up to the game. But most of them is like on the south side in downtown. Like you don't have any on the north side because maybe there's people on the north side that will like to go to games, and there ain't that many bars that have that, which is sad. Um, but anyway, statement mirrors prior comments by him the president of business, suggested it is not the team that is driving the interest in development, but failed to say, half of it is like the fans. Okay. Study was required as part of the 2023 subsidy agreement with public funding, with them staying through 2050, and also because I guess if they didn't get that deal done in 2023, the Brewers will leave after the 2030 season. So now we got them for a while, and we actually want to see something happen. Let's see. Oh, the mayor did push for development in that parking lot during the funding rebate. Spokesperson later said he had not discussed the idea with the owner. Dumb owner. Let's see. They got like minority orders owners because Giannis is one of them. But if you got a majority owner, I'm about to say that will put some of their own money like towards projects like this, and put more towards the stadium. Like I said, the stadium has like problems and things like that. Because some of the stuff they fix, the last off season, and there's still things that they're gonna fix this off season, and the next off season they're gonna start to winterizing, according to them, the American Family Field. Which they want to have concerts and things like that. Stuff like during the winter months, while just sitting there collecting dust, which probably was the issue. Anyway, um, let's see. Yeah, and of course I did show y'all last time. The scenarios with the three different concepts of what they want to do with development. So you got, what is it? The scenario A is an east-west come spraying in Brewers Boulevard. B is in a district center around Hefner Field, which not too bad. Oh, wait. Okay, so wait. The Menominee River focused development on east of the ballpark. That's scenario A. Sorry about that. Scenario B is a east-west condor spanning, which is on both Brewers Boulevard. That's it. That's B. C in district center around Hefner Field, which is a good point at the same time. But I think I was for scenario B. So definitely. Oh, okay, now I just got it. Ravens missed the game-winning field goal. So whoever that field goal kicker is going to be going. So based on the market demand, site constraints, BD estimated there's potential for 732 million to 791 million in new construction. And the thing is, for the parking, it's like the Brewers don't even pay no property tax or anything like that. So it's like, what you gonna do with it? Just like use it for parking all the time? Let's see what else they said. The parking lots could be redeveloped into 1,000 housing units, 200 hotel rooms, 52,000 square feet of retail, and 50,000 square feet of an office space. And plus, it would get more people to come down there, if they had no choice but to walk and not get the bus, had to go from point A to point B. There may be people that be interested, shopping or whatever the case may be. Maybe they'll go more to the brewer store on his like winter months. Okay, so on the low end, they estimate demand for 600 housing units, 150 hotel rooms, 38,000 square feet of retail, and 20,000 square feet of office space. And they just explained, the scenarios and stuff like that was gonna happen. So each scenario would require approximately 27 million to 30 million in public infrastructure work, ranging from new streets to floodplain migration. While their shapes, their vary dramatically. Eastern area is approximately 30 acres in size. What ain't nothing wrong with that. Um, Current surface parking lots will be boosted to up to 3,000 space, but each scenario can add at least 900 new shared parking space, which is cool. Oh, Kino, thanks for you for subscribing on our YouTube channel. I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, I don't know. It's like if you do something like that's certain around the Hefner Field, that's not bad either. But I guess from people that come from one side of the fence to another. Like I say, like from the bus all the way up to American Family Field, it's like a mile. So I'm not gonna say it's getting too much for some people. And
Well,
don't
even we can talk out from the fact that our former roommate used to work there.
yeah.
And he said when it was a late finish and it wasn't even a game going on, because he worked at the restaurant, when it was a late finish, it also didn't feel safe walking along that way.
Right. Although, nothing happened yet, but something could be bound to happen if they don't, at least try to make it. Because they claim, like at one point, I did call them and said, like, okay, I think I called the bus company, and they was like, it's not us that don't want that, it's the Brewers. Then Brewers said, like, vice versa. So we don't know what to believe when it comes, trying to get buses to like city bus to go to American Family Field. I don't know. It's just Regenver Gatine. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. So I guess you were the one that did the subscribe. So I appreciate it. Um, Estimates include study future non-property tax revenue for the city, county, and state at approximately 6.8 million a year. State will get more than half of the revenue because it's income tax and 5% sales tax. Report says 40% of the tax revenue will go to the city, which, yeah, it should. Um, but much of it will actually benefit the Wisconsin Central District, which controls the city's 7% hotel tax, has its own 3% hotel tax, and 0.5% food and beverage tax. Yeah, which, yeah, and I think that's probably some of the reasons why, it'll be hard for some people to like come down here to visit. But yeah, we did. We are having a lot of visitors and stuff as of late. With Bucks games, Brewers, Harley Davidson Festival, which now is going to be yearly, Summerfest, and just maybe some concerts are what we have too. So could be a lot of people, gonna be start coming here more and more. So that's not a problem. Okay, no. So once again, they were showing, site plans and stuff, and I think I showed y'all this earlier. So there's no need for that. So I'm just glad, that they finally on board with, doing this. Because they may not know it, but there are most fans that probably will want, a development around there. Especially if you did like a survey during this past season.
Well, they could get away with doing something in that area similar to Bayshore.
Oh yeah.
In a couple of like strip mall type things going on.
Yeah. I didn't even think of that either. That's a
A
good
couple
call.
of little restaurants and.
Yeah, that is a good call. So I didn't even think of that. So that could have been something. Um, let's see. Is there anything else development wise we need to? Nope. Okay. So nothing there. And I think there's only one piece of wrestling news that I want to talk about, and which is, huh, Mazarine did her last match in Ring of Honor and decides to retire. So happy retirement for her. She got her start in TNA, then later on joined the Beautiful People, and it's been good ever since. But then again, didn't go back to TNA and just ended up with AEW, like as a backstage agent, you want to call it. That's not a good thing, super neat man. Ugh. Um, okay, so not trying to spoil anything, but there was something I wanted to look to, but yeah, like I said, and wrestle like one more match or something. I'm seriously down. Yeah, and of course, Mercedes Martinez will retire this year as well. I think it's just like the day that she retired. You already know Zack Ryder did return, but he's now going by his real name, Matt Cardona, which is good. Where's that? Okay, they had something that I was going to talk about, and now it's gone. Let's see. Okay, so let me just refresh and then try to look for it, because I know there's only one thing like in wrestling that I wanted to talk about, but yeah. Okay, Horishi Kananasi did retire. He had his last match at Wrestle Kingdom 20, which Okada did beat him. Um, let's see. Something more powerful pulled The Rock to acting. Money.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Everybody knows it, but there's gonna be he's gonna end up probably denying it. So, whatever. Um, let's see. Rumors out there also that they thinking that Brock may end up having his last match at SummerSlam, but then again, it's gonna be in his hometown, Minneapolis. So hey, why not? Let's see. That's nope. Um, okay. Andrade is now in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Um, let's see. Nope. I will know it when I see it. So, like I said, I don't think it's stick around. So, and plus, people, to confirm like AJ Lee's contract with the WWE, is not a full contract. It's like because I think some stars like her and a few others just need to do like appearances every now and then. They ain't gotta appear every time. But I guess when it comes if they're a person that holds the title, maybe they'd be like let's just say they be there every other week. That's fine. But they need to show up when it comes to PLE events. But that's just my opinion. Oh yeah, here it is. Um, Seems like NWA is having free agents, and I do gotta watch their this past Tuesday show, so I didn't come out. So let's see. As of January 1st, two former NWA title holders that entered the free agency market. Is Kobe Carino, and yeah, EC3. Yeah, it was another one that's contract expired. So Kobe Carino, of course, the son of Steve Carino, which were a former ECW champion, and y'all know EC3 was I forgot what his name was before he changed it when he went to TNA because he was in WWE Development, then went to TNA, back to WWE, was in the NXT brand. Then when they put him up to the main roster, it was like I'm not blaming him. It's like creative had nothing for him. So like I said, he was hot in NXT. He didn't win no like titles down there, but he was a hot commodity at that time. But like I said, typical NXT, no, typical WWE fashion when Vince McMahon was running it. It's just stupid. It just really is. Um, but yeah, so EC3 doesn't know what he's going to do yet, so I think he might, take his time and figure out like what he wants to do. Um, but yeah, hopefully, Cody Carino and EC3, they find somewhere, that would appreciate him, even if it's an MLW, TNA, AEW, or Ring of Honor, which Tony Khan needs to fix that and stop having people pay like $9.99 a month to see like a weekly program, and plus
Stop.
charging extra for pay-per-views. Oh yeah, they did mention how many bites that AEW pay-per-views got. So they only have more than 100,000
Okay, before you carry on, triple double decker cheeseburger pizza with stuffed crust.
Ooh, they look like cucumbers, but I think they're
Those
pickles.
pickles.
Okay, it looked like cucumber for a moment. That was crazy. Um, but yeah, total combined for all of the 9 pay-per-views that AEW have, it was ended up being a total of 1.2 million people was watching it total. So that's all them days, all them months of pay-per-views combined. So that's that's not good. And I don't know what you got people like trying to support them and stuff, but it seems like they don't support them enough. So I'm sorry, but that's not good. That's not good at all. So either sorry, AEW just need to change some things. Like, but I'm dead glad they got MJF as now their own world champion for the second time, and plus, and people got something confused before I move on that they think of the homegrown talent is like okay, they come from the indies. Of course, yes, the indies are I would say if I were to judge it, I would say it's like a mid card of everything. Then you have all these other, top companies. So it's like you can go there, or you get like people that got trained in wrestling, actually, want to just go to the development stage like they have in WWE, and yeah, because it seems like WWE has the development, but it's like TNA, they had their they have like a little bit of development, but they normally would just do that like in the Europe area, like European area, like somewhere in England. So TNA has that, but like the issue is, like AEW doesn't have their own homegrown stars, so that's why you think people thinking that they're a laughing stock because they're getting former WWE wrestlers. Either they're not established or they already established, but they didn't win, the main goal, like the main champion. So it's like those people like with Swerve, I give a pass to because they were with WWE, but they didn't have a main title, the main world title. Some of those I give a pass to, but if you have somebody that's already been like a world champion already and you want to get them, it's like just to get them, like have them win, your main title. It's like there's no purpose. You're not growing your young talent or talent that that was exclusively with AEW and not push them. So yeah, it's just crazy and common sense and not common. You know what I mean? It just don't make any sense. So yeah, my little rant and rave. So like I said, I'm not hating on AEW, but they need to do better. They really do. Especially people thinking, oh, they're the second promotion, best promotion, or the best promotion of than WWE. Not by a long shot. And it seems like TNA is like, especially with the partnership they got with WWE, which they mentioned it's going to last through 2028. So the next 2 years, you will see, TNA and NXT, still working together, especially with their new TV deal they got with AMC, which, I think it's going to start 2 weeks from Thursday, I believe. So, and it'll be live. So it'll be interesting to see, what they do from there. I think that's what I'm going to talk about wrestling wise. Um, okay, y'all probably look at this. So Samantha Irvin, of course, had a WWE tryout in December 2020, and her before and after picture, and all the bruises she's got from going on there. So it's like it must be something that they keep her from just want her to be like ring announcer, but I guess come there as a wrestler. But sometimes it just don't work out for people like being a wrestler, like referee or ring announcer, wherever they think your talents are. They will probably utilize your talent to make you great. I think she didn't see that because she left WWE and decided I'm gonna since here blah blah blah. It's kind of a stupid thing. It's like the same thing with they did with Renee Dean Ambrose, now John Moxley. Well, he already was John Moxley before he was in WWE. He decided to leave and go somewhere else, go to AEW. Then a, a year or two later, his wife follows him. I don't get it. Is like if you're happier at the place but you missing your loved ones, you get this. Well, you get to see your loved ones still. When you go home or stuff like that. But I just don't get it. Like
Yeah, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here in regards to we know how WWE is.
true.
And we also know we don't know what work life was like for them after having their person they were married to leaves. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know from experience how WWE has pushed people aside and treated them badly. So we don't know if that is
No,
carried on.
no, because the one that would have your example of it was like the AJ Lee CM Punk situation. Like,
Yep.
yeah, so I do understand that point, but hopefully, this new regime will be a little bit different, and I guess just wait and see. But I don't care what anybody said about Vince McMahon. I'm glad he's not running it. Although you got some people like, I miss Vince McMahon. Although some things did change, with TKO and stuff like that. Maybe some of it is not for the better, but it's not like because the only thing we can all agree with is like now they cutting down tour dates and stuff like that, which is fine. But at least have like visit like certain places. Like normally we in Milwaukee we get WWE like twice a year. Now like last year we only got them once, and that was like Monday Night Raw. The only time in Wisconsin that they had Raw like WWE come again is in Green Bay, and that was in June, and it was Raw as well. So it was just one of those things. I just and I think to I did I mean TKO. They sold it back to me for 11 cents. 11 freaking cents.
Hilarious.
They worth more than that. I guess just them, they want to maximize, but they can charge people for stuff, but they want to be cheap when it comes to
All your other stocks.
yeah. So that and also with freaking they want to charge people the max, but they want to keep on everything else. And it just don't make any sense. But anyways, let's see. I was looking for something on here. Let's see. Oh yeah, happy 10th anniversary to these Marvel films. The first Deadpool, Captain America: Civil War, which was great. X-Men Apocalypse. I know people got mixed reactions on that, but I thought it was good. And Doctor Strange, were I think they wasn't expecting that movie to be a big hit, but it was. Um, let's see. Billy Clemens is reported playing Man-Rod in Spider-Man: New Day. Um, Ooh, the X-Men teaser for Avengers Doomsday will drop online this Tuesday. If y'all saw the video earlier today, they we watched the second teaser trailer for Avengers Doomsday when it came to Thor. So we whenever if we get an opportunity, which probably would be like Wednesday, probably watch the teaser and talk about what I think of it. So we'll go from there. And plus, with sorry, but first Marvel's trying to be secretly and just show them for during Avatar movie. I know some people did get pissed because some of the people in the theaters can see it first. Then a week later they'll show it to the public. On Marvel Entertainment on YouTube. Just don't make no sense. This is not official. They said Damon Iris will be reportedly playing the new Black Panther in Avengers Doomsday. Maybe probably will be like maybe a variant, but I don't think it's like official. So of course, happy 21st birthday to Daphne King, which played X-23, of course, in Deadpool Wolverine, and plus she was also X-23 in Logan, but younger than that. Um, Angelina Lilly, who played the Wasp, suffered brain damage after fading and hitting her face on a rock in Hawaii. Ouch. Um, Avenger Doomsday will reportedly feature that Steve Roberts' time travel fractured reality, causing incursions that killed Doom's family and erased his universe. So we kind of feared, some of that was going to be done. Doctor Doom reportedly turned the void into his own world. Yeah, so that's when Sentry kicks in. Um, the fifth teaser, Avengers Doomsday, will focus on the new Avengers, aka Thunderbolts. Understand that? Yeah, we okay. This is official because there was rumors that they said Daredevil Born Again season 2 was gonna be late summer, so they still gonna do it in March. So I guess sooner or later they probably will have a trailer for Daredevil Born Again season 2. Of course, Jessica Jones will be on there for season 2, and which is good. And they probably trying to build the Defenders at one point, put them like together in season 3. So although it's not shot yet, but they plan on shooting Daredevil Born Again season 3 in New York, probably sometime in the spring. That's what I'm getting. Thunderbolts is officially the highest rated MCU movie of 2025. Yeah, I can see that. Florence Pugh, who plays Natasha's sister, I can't believe Yelena. Yeah, birthday was yesterday. Happy 30th. There was something I wanted to look and wanted to talk about. Wait a minute. Prime Video adds 2 classic Marvel movies. Oh, okay. So nothing important. I thought they were talking about. Okay. Now this is a big one right here, and I think mentioned at one point which movie Jordan Pele should direct, maybe write and produce. So yeah, his movie company Monkey Paw. Um, so people at Marvel are talking to him to maybe do a MCU movie, and everybody was praying and hoping, including myself, that it would be Blade because they needed something. So wait a minute, the MCU movie rumors hit Inspected Roblox. So I normally don't click none of these things. But from MarvelUpdates.org, why not? Let me see what they said. What's the obstacle? Like I said, fans hoping to see Jordan Pele direct a Marvel project will need to temper their expectations. At the moment, nothing's concrete and currently in development. Well, we already know they was in talks, but let's see. Okay, yeah, he has no active plans to him projects like, oh God, Blade, Midnight Suns, or Doctor Strange 3. Any previous discussions were routine Hollywood meetings rather than indication of a former deal. Nothing substantial had emerged from his conversations with Marvel Studios. While fans might be disappointed, yeah, of course, he is busy with his own project. So let's see. So I guess then okay, he could potentially release a new film as early as 2027. I just meaning like if they do something, they'll probably will have to shoot it this year if that's the case. But why not? You know what I mean? Because what they got next year, they got Secret Wars. They didn't mention any movies, but they thinking Doctor Strange 3 may be playing like next year. But yeah, there could be something they could be working behind the scenes. So this is like earlier in the year. So you never know. Maybe you know what? Okay, we're gonna do Blade or Doctor Strange 3. Have them do that, or like I said, have them do. And I think somebody mentioned this too. Like just have them do the supernatural of the MCU. Like have them direct or write for like Blade, Midnight Suns, maybe Ghost Rider because that's another rumored character that they want to bring in. Maybe they'll use the Robbie Reyes one since he's already in the MCU. If you saw Agents of Seal season 4, um, okay, so now think about that. Like I said, the only movie that I got lost with when it came to Jordan Pele, writing and producing it was Nope. Me and the wife was like, no, that's not a good one. Probably the only bad one that he us was pretty good. We did see that one. But I think they probably will get some talks going in the near future. So it's like one of these wait and sees. So I hope they do have them do the supernatural side of the MCU. So that would be great. Um, so two Avengers movie, of course, going to be released this year. Of course, the re-release of Endgame, which would be late September. Then of course Doomsday in December 18th. So which Endgame was the highest revenue for MCU. So and plus good revenue for Disney too. Okay, poster for Wonder Man. Next trailer for Avengers Doomsday released in theaters on January 8th with focus on the Wakandas and Fantastic Four. Let's see. That's just a rumor. Um, Probably okay. Okay, recent follow of Vision Quest, which they did wrap shooting, which was somewhere around a month or two ago, I believe. I think yeah, that's pretty much it for the you know the Marvel side. Mostly like the same thing, we already know, so nothing repeating from that. So let's look at DC updates before we get out of here. There we go, DC update. So let's look at that. And I appreciate the likes you guys on YouTube, and especially you guys on TikTok. If we get to 99 more likes, I will do a giveaway for that autograph Bushwhacker Luke autographs. So just letting y'all know before we end the show. Let's see. Oh yeah, I know people are upset that that Netflix did get WB including DC Studios. And I guess some people complaining about when it comes to their movies starting in I think in a few years there will be like a short release, like they're gonna have like a 2 week release for the movies when it comes to like Warner Brother movies or anything with DC. Oh, new poster of Supergirl. Okay. That's nice. Okay, of course you know the two movies that they coming out this year for DC, Clayface and Supergirl. But we don't know if Clayface is going to be part of the DCU or it's going to be the DC Elseworld. We do not know what's going on with that. Um, okay, James Gunn is happy about it. Okay, so they cast an actor to play Two Face in the Batman Part Two, which is going to start shooting this April. Um, okay, not talk about that. Yeah, they had an idea like who should play Wonder Woman when she comes out in the near future. Yeah, because some hardcore comic book fans were not a fan of Gal Gadot playing Wonder Woman. I, I thought the movies were great, especially Wonder Woman '84, which was on Christmas Day of 2020. I thought that was great, but
A lot of it now has to do with their political stance. That's why.
you think that's what it is?
Oh yeah.
Because having people saying like, "Oh, she can't act, she sucks" and stuff like that. Like I said, political view or not, that's not nobody's concern. It really isn't. And if you're using that excuse for like she can't act, then you're the problem. Um, of course, the woman of no, it's the man of tomorrow that's gonna start shooting in April as well. Man of Tomorrow, and I think it's two. I think they shoot them both at the same time in the same studio in London. Um, trying to think if was there anything else. Oh yeah, of course Superman had two nominations on the Glue Awards. Um, yep, Stephanie Kreti is returning as VFX supervisor of Men of Tomorrow. Okay, let's see. 1A, 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 1A. That's still funny though. Let's see. Of course, the Lanterns, the TV series is gonna be out soon, but it seems like they're pushing it to late this year instead of it's supposed to be out spring. So yeah, this was the thing I was talking about. Netflix reportedly considers giving Warner Brother movies a 7-day theatrical window. When they acquire a studio, which it's still going to take a little bit of time, probably like a year or two, to get other stuff situated. But well, I think they could make more money if they like keep it in theaters maybe for like a month or 2 months at least. But I guess Netflix is more about streaming than anything. Like I guess for them, going to the theaters is dead. Um, I think it was at one point when it came like COVID, but every now and then I don't mind like going to a movie theater to just see like a movie. Let's see. Man Tomorrow is set to begin filming in just 3 months, while the Batman follows shortly after starting production in 4 months. So okay, so Man of Tomorrow is starting to film in March, while Batman Part Two starts filming in April. Okay, Batman Two, wherever the name is gonna be released in October 1st of 20 next year. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, ain't really much going on. I guess they trying to keep it quiet for kind of like the same thing with Marvel. Like they're gonna keep quiet about it, but at the same time they're not gonna do the mistakes that Marvel has done. So yeah. Um. So I think movies that's coming out this year is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be good to catch. At one point I am gonna see Songbird Blue, if I said it right. So at one point I'm gonna go see it. Um. Um. I think that's really that's pretty much to talk about. So the rest of this, like I already seen and already talked about. So ain't no point. So I guess you can say, DC is somewhat on the right track, but they gotta produce like more. If they're gonna do like two movies and three TV, oh no, that's Marvel. That's gonna do that. But then again, after Secret Wars, it's gonna be a change of tune. So just kind of not making sense. So DC, they were saying they're gonna do two movies and two TV shows a year. Right now, I only see two movies and one TV show. So, and especially if you want to keep the fans' interest, instead of they had to wait for a certain amount of time, like to see the next movie. Yeah, you gotta do some balancing and stuff. So that's just me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's all we're gonna talk about. Although we went to an hour and a half, and I was trying to not do the whole 2 hours or hour and a half. I'm trying to do it to an hour, but that didn't come true. So I guess some things you have a lot of things to talk about. It just happens. So yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Check out the website. Like I said, wrestlingfanspeakhouse.weebly.com. You see videos like this, upcoming events in the Midwest, meet and greets in the Midwest, and all that good stuff. Because as this year we are gonna exclusively for the website, we are gonna post events that's going on in Ohio and Missouri. And now, exclusively we're gonna do like public things, talk about besides that, but showing events in Indiana and also in Iowa. Yeah, her chestnuts.
They're not chestnuts, they're chesticles.
Well, chesticles. But anyway, like I said, thank our sponsors, Midwest Wrestling Collectibles and Great Scott Sports Cards. Thank the people that we're sponsoring, which is Maddie's Mary, Legacy Pro Wrestling. Which this week we will give out a pair of tickets for that event, which is a week from Friday, and also some championship wrestling as well. Like the next week, we will give out one of the two pairs of tickets. So stay tuned for that. And anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Man up, woman up, face up. Check on your mental health. Set up. And especially if you guys want to like sponsor WFSO, get a hold of me, here, and or you can check out the Arthur Smith page on Facebook. You can get a hold of me there. So, interested in sponsoring is as low as $10, so it may be worth it. Anyway, guys, until the next video, you have a good one. See you later. And I know it's like about to be, it's midnight. So, have a good one. Good one for you guys too. Let's end it. And for you guys here as well.